Something big just happened. Two worlds crashed at the same time, and now people are asking the same question. Is this all connected? Or is the universe just messaging us? On one side, Andrew Tate blew up more than $800,000 in a trading meltdown so fast you could watch it live. His account dropped to almost zero in minutes. No withdrawals, no safety net, just years of bragging undone in a single moment. At the same time, GOLIATH Ventures Inc. suddenly froze investors' payout. No warnings, no details, no money. Both events landed in the same week. Both involved in the same influencer ecosystem. There's a connection. Both show the same pattern of genius traders promising the world while everything burns behind them in the scene. I'm not here to tell you that they are linked, but I am here to show you the facts. And once you see the timeline, the behavior, and the, is that words?
Secrecy.
Secrecy. You can decide for yourself, because sometimes the truth doesn't hide. Sometimes it stands out right in front of you, drowning in red candles and excuses. Welcome along. I just about didn't get a live out today, but I am on a mission at the moment to step it up a notch and really go after exposing scammers online. If you don't know who I am Danny De Heck. I'm an investigative journalist based in New Zealand. I go after large-scale Ponzi schemes and scams, and I'm here to expose people by naming and shaming individuals. They can't hide on the blockchain, and they can't hide when I'm exposing them for their dirty deeds. Today, in my line of work, I get a lot of really interesting stuff, just like my screen right now isn't displaying the way I wanted it to, which is a bit naughty, so I'll fix that up. But every day I get intel. I get to decipher through things, trying to figure out whether, do you like my yachts? I'll go there in a minute. Let's go to the right one. I think it's that one there. Oh, I got there eventually. Good. So today you're going to see me on a yacht. But first, would you like to go to the movies with me? Would you like to come and see what I'm actually steering a boat of? And if you aren't familiar with those people in the picture, I use AI to create the images. This image took me about an hour and a half to convince AI to get these people as close to their likeness as I can without breaking the terms of Open Chat AI. And on a side note, do you know there's some people out there that have tried subpoenaing, trying to get access to my open AI data by requesting that courts hand it over? Isn't that crazy? So I must be a genius at using AI if people want that data. But in here, this picture, this is on the left, this is Tomo. Obviously, we know who Andrew Tate is. And obviously that one there, well, I don't know if it's so obvious he's not wearing a Rolex. I always got a photo of him in a suit. I don't know why he's wearing a suit. Well, then again, so is Andrew. But anyway, that's Christopher. And of course, I'm a bit nervous because there's a storm brewing in the ocean, and I'm here to steer you through it and help the investors who are thinking, is my money safe in GOLIATH Ventures? And should I do leverage trading, which I don't even know what it really is? And this is a combined message. In the meantime, we've got a 12-year-old policeman here who's now an entrepreneur. He got sick of people not earning what they're worth, so he probably knows how the criminal network works, and now he's sitting here with the gangsters. Wow, I don't know if I can call them gangsters legally, just my opinion, but you get the idea. So let's just flip over. I'm going to turn the sound off, but hopefully that will pop up. This is, I think this was around about the 27th of maybe last month. This video went live, and it actually had 1.2 million people view it in the first day. And since then, another 100,000 people, which if I was doing an investigation, I would think that this might be paid traffic because something doesn't quite add up. But anyway, let's watch this video. Now, I've turned the sound off because I'm a poor YouTuber and I don't want to be demonetized. And for the $2 that I'll probably get from doing this video, I'm not going to risk it. But I want you to this is what you call the war room. And I've got in this blog, we're going to talk about the war room. But this video come out, and the purpose of this video is to intimidate people. Right. I'm just going to get some other people. And I do think we have some visitors watching me today that I don't normally have, which is really, really exciting. And I'm just going to make sure of that because I even think we've got Christopher watching today. So I'm just going to make sure I get that message across. Hi, Christopher. Nice to see you here. Glad you could drop in. I've got a wee messenger helping me sending messages to Megan Lynch is even in the room. All right, so let's go have a listen to this here. Now, let me explain this. So this is 3 super yachts that have joined forces together. There's 50 people in here. Some of the people's faces are blurred out, which you probably won't see. However, in here, we've actually got Christopher and Tomo in a cruise ship. Well, not a cruise ship. What do you call it when you've got 3 yachts together? Is that? I don't know. Anyway, let's have a wee watch. So this was the beginning, and this was a sneak preview of what's going to happen. And this is the war room. So you can join an organization like this, and you'll get to go on a cruise ship. Well, I don't know, yacht. I don't know. To me, yachts had sails. I'm a New Zealander. We're really good at building yachts. But here, and these men here, we've got Tomo, I believe, and I think Christopher was on one of those as well. You can just barely see him. But they've tried not to use Christopher's name, probably because he's going to get a lot of press at the moment. So all these images that you see here, that's Tomo. You can see him as clear as day. He's like built like a brick house, so he doesn't care about his image. But Christopher, there's only one scene here where you can actually see Christopher, and I'll see if I can stop it around about. But if you don't know Andrew Tate, he was a kickboxer. He's a real tough guy, and I think he was pretty good at it. So he gets all the people there, and he obviously in the war room, which is like a men's club, they teach everyone how to do sit-ups. They teach you how to punch people. They teach you how to hold your arms up so when people are hitting you, you get protected, and how to do squats and, lots of press-ups. And that's what they teach you to do on these yachts. And also how to cycle and lift weights. It's pretty good. You learn quite a lot well with it. So I don't know if I missed it then because I was talking about how to do cycling. But I actually, there's Christopher there, because we've gone through this each frame trying to look for Christopher, and we spot him about 5 times. But there's Tomo and there's Christopher, and Christopher's got a smile on his face, so that's really good. He's in a happy place at the moment. He's in Dubai, so he should be happy. He's lucky he's not in America at the moment, just saying. All right, so here they are getting trained, and it's about the men's club. And Tomo, he was there because he was the speaker, so he might have just gone to be a public speaker. But there is another shot of Tomo on the cruise ship, which I think I found. And I was actually quite, if you've been following, I'll just see if I can find the video. Because if you've been following this like I have, I was actually quite surprised to see Tomo actually puffing on a cigarette. And if you go through the video like I did, you probably will see it. I just want to see if I've got it handy, because I'm sure. Oh, so I actually got the photo. So I've actually got this photo. So that's, if I go back to this screen, so that's the happy face Christopher on the, that's definitely Christopher. Everyone put their hand up and go, aye. That's quite good. And if I go back to this screen, but anyway, I was quite surprised that Tomo smokes. I know he does cigars, as I said, but the fact that he smokes is quite a hard case, because he's like a health food nut. He tells everyone what's in food, and you shouldn't be drinking Red Bull and all that sort of stuff. But here he is, telling these guys probably what they need to eat, I assume. Or he's there as a member of the war room. It's very secretive, and we don't really know why he was there. But anyway, he's gone from policeman to hanging out with people who need their faces blurred out. So if you're looking on the left-hand side, I've got my mouse going around here. There's a guy there who's got his face blurred out. So there's, I won't stop all of them, but let's carry on. So there he is, he's teaching, and there they are watching the view. They're doing the Titanic dance, the Brotherhood, and now he's shaking, everyone's clapping. They even make it look old, like they're well established. I think the videographer actually should have, I think Chris was at that table too. I could be wrong, but Chris watching this now, he'll go, oh yeah, I was there. And here they are, all the cigar, they call it, it's a man's world. They do that song, but as I said, and here, now they now show you the benefits of being in a man's world. You get to be with all these beautiful ladies who wear shoestrings for swimming costumes, and they get to hang out. They get to drive around on jet skis in their suits, and it's just they're living the dream. That's Chris there, I think, on his blue shorts, and that's another girl. And then they go round and around the boat, and there's the girls, and there's Christopher doing donuts and more donuts, and there's Tomo, and then they get dressed up and they all go out for dinner. And the place they go looks pretty cool. It looks like a prison, and I'm sure a lot of them know what prisons look like. And there they are walking in. There's Tomo. Look at him, the man. No photo of Christopher, but there's a few of the ladies there who have been blurred out and the like. Now, I've just got another person that wants access to this video, so I'll keep you guys watching that, and I'll give this to my friend who will see this and go, oh, he's live. So there you go. So that's the video that was on Andrew Tate's X account. Oh, there's a blurred out guy. There's Tomo again. Oh, there's another guy. But some real, and I actually think that the whole purpose of this video is to tell the people that they're above the law. And I think the honest truth of it, it's all intimidation. And it's meant to stop people. But I think sometimes that type of stuff actually backfires on people. So I think from memory, I think this cruise ship stuff actually went on for about a week. And that's why it's important to go back to my story. And I think this will fascinate you. Now, we could go to thewarroom.ag. And actually what we will do is we'll go there later on, but I just want to get focused. I'm just trying to figure what button to push to get myself back. So let's just play along with Danny's thinking here. If they were on a cruise ship with Andrew Tate for a week, and they were hanging out with 50 other people who, in my opinion, think they're above the law. And we did hear from the law that they were monitoring quite a few people on that ship at that time, just saying. But anyway, I can't tell you that because that's things that I can't say to people. All right, so we come down here and we need to read this blog. Now, this might amaze you, and this might not be anything to you, but I think this should amaze you of what happened. And I'm actually thinking, wonder if Goliath have actually lost all their money because they were copycatting what Andrew Tate was doing. Think about it. Now, I can't say that's true, but as I said, every day I get some interesting stuff pushed in front of me. This one took the cake, and now I'm going to put a cherry on top of it. Let's have a listen.
When Andrew Tate's Hyperliquid account was effectively wiped out on the 18th of November, 2025, most people saw it as just another meme-worthy moment for a controversial influencer.
Yeah. However, from my opinion, these influencers often tell you they're worth billions, gazillions, like zillionaires, and money doesn't matter to them, even though most of the time they're on the internet and they're building up their social media profiles. They're trying to lift their image. They put out these classy videos and they tell people they're rich. But the reality is we don't really know how rich they are or whether they're just, what do they call it? Fudging it until they make it.
On-chain analysts saw something different. A live fire case study in high-leverage gambling that ended exactly how these stories usually do, with the house winning.
We'll be right back.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Don't go to sleep on me. That's an elephant. I don't know why, but I like elephants. I think it's because my mum said no one's talking about the elephant in the room. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. And you don't want to or even think about changing the record. I've got some really cool sound effects, and I just had to find a place to use them. I can do explosions. I've even got a gunshot and a boom. Isn't that quite cool? Anyway, I just wanted to wake you up. Wake up, and we'll get into it. And by the way, just grab a drink. I'm going to grab a glass of champagne. Let's carry on. That's good. All right, grab a coffee if you like one as well. Okay, I'm just reading some of my comments. I love them. Sometimes I get people who taunt me in the chat room, and I read this comment thinking, is that for me or is that for them? And somebody's saying that Danny's going to be in prison. Oh, I think no. It's going to be them because I just showed a picture of them having dinner in a prison. In fact, imagine if that place used to be a prison and they were going back there for memorabilia. That'd be quite funny, isn't it? Anyway, so on-chain access. So I'm no crypto genius, and I'm not against crypto. I'm just not really for crypto. I've got about $400 worth of crypto. And at one point, I went up to 2,800 and I 10x'd. And now I didn't know how to get my money off the platform, and I lost it all. Anyway, I got over it. I got theory. And it was actually not even really crypto. It was a hex coin, which means it's a pulse token, which is amazing. I would be interested to know how much that's worth. Anyway, let's not distract. Let's get into it.
At the same time, Goliath Ventures incorporated an alleged crypto quant fund with ties into the same influencer ecosystem suddenly announced a payout freeze and forensic audit, halting distributions due on the 14th of November, 2025.
Yes, so if you haven't been getting up current events, but on the 12th, they paid out millions of dollars to the family and all their romantic connections, and then sent out a Dear John letter, which is at the bottom of this email. If you go into the description of this video, you can find this blog, and in this blog, you will see the newsletter that Christopher decided to send out on his MailChimp to all the members. So they told them on the 14th that everything's frozen because they're doing an audit, which is just stupid because auditors do not freeze things, just saying. But on the 12th, we tracked about $10 million has been paid out to investors, friends of the family, so to speak. So that's pretty disgusting. Anyway, and if you don't know anything about Goliath Ventures, in the first video they've ever watched of mine, that would prompt me into saying, make sure that you do subscribe. So what drives me? Well, it's not money. I have a sense to help people who have been defrauded. And that's what I do. So you can help me simply by joining my YouTube channel. And I've got this lovely lady called Tate, and she comes out and cleans your screen for you once you subscribe. So that will give you enough time to go and click that subscribe button while she cleans the screen. That's brilliant. Thank you, Sadie. She doesn't get paid very much either. So if you want to donate to me and help me along the way, that's much appreciated. I do take bribes of cups of coffee, and I get about $300-400 a month from a YouTube channel. No one else, no one bankrolls me. I'm self-funded. I actually do drop shipping for a living, and that's how I support myself. I actually sold a site this week, which was really exciting. So that was cool. We don't do that every week, and we just make ends meet. That's all we do. So we're not doing it for the money. These guys are doing it for the money. They don't care. But this is Goliath Ventures website. And this man here is called Christopher. I can't pronounce his last name right. Sometimes I get it right. Let's have a go. Del Argo. Del Argo? Maybe. Christopher Del Argo. Just doesn't rhyme together, doesn't flow. But anyway, that's Christopher. He's got his logo and his pin on his shirt. And if you come down here a little bit and you're wondering what they do to produce 60% return on your investments per month, sorry, that was wrong. Wonder he didn't say that. That would be ridiculous. But so is 3% return on it. So if you give him $100,000, he's going to give you $3,000 of your money back every month. Except not anymore because he's froze everything. Froze it on the 14th. To keep paying his mates, but stop paying you guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, and if you give him $500,000, he's going to give you 4% of your money back every month. Isn't that nice? But how does he do it? Well, we don't know. He doesn't know, but he does claim to say on his website that he does blockchain technology. Don't know what that is, and I don't think he does either, so we won't go there. Liquidity pool trading. How about that? That's what he does. And he's paid $1 million to be on the stage at Patrick Ben David's Patrick Ben David's I forgot because it's been funny. Vault 2025 conference. He paid $1 million to be on stage, and he got up there and he got the microphone and he sort of shit his pants. And then he goes, "Oh, we help people with their passive incomes, and we do liquidity trading like pancake swaps." He got that on the memo. And he's been into crypto for so long, he decided that he would steal some Adele tickets and get fired from In-N-Out Burger. And that started his journey into crypto. That's his story, not mine. And also Bitcoin mining. And I'm sure you would have seen the big, huge mining farms that he's got. If you have, please take a photo, send them through to us because no one's seen them. So this is how he makes his money. He's not like, well, people accuse him of, like me, I'm accusing of him of running a Ponzi scheme. And he's getting new investor money and paying their old investors. Well, he's not doing that now, is he? But and it's so good that he found this pathetically stupid, idiotic, what are they called? Insurance company that said they would insure everybody's investments. However, when you sign up, I should look, 14 or 27-page contract, which we've got multiple copies of, the very last line of that contract says, by the way, if you want a copy or information about the insurance policy, please email us. They didn't put that on the contract, which would be a major part of it when you think about it. Think about this. Just get in your head. A company's claiming to give you $60,000 return if you invest $100,000 in 12 months. Unheard of. Claiming they're doing all this wonderful stuff to generate an income. And then to put the cherry on top of it, because the people are so dumb, he said it's insured. And you guys have done it. And then you've told your friends, and your friends have said, because you did it, and I trust you, you're not stupid, you're a surgeon, I will do it too. And then we've got 16 in a chain of surgeons who have done the same thing because their mate did it. But they don't know anything about the blockchain. It's too tricky. Too tricky for Chris as well. But anyway, down the bottom here, accomplishments. Wow. Ventures, acquisitions, active project. It just gets better and better from here. Chris has actually, they've acquired 5 houses in Florida. He's acquired $4 million worth of vehicles. He's bought his girlfriend, hey, I knew you was watching, a lovely new handbag, but also endowed her with $1 million worth of gifts over the last 12 months. Isn't that beautiful? And he will go out on the night town, and he is rumored that he has spent $100,000 plus on drinks just in one night. Isn't that incredible? And currently, well, you know, with the audit going on and all, you think that Chris would be here, you know, keeping an eye on the company, make sure the auditor's doing his thing, because where are their offices? Oh, that's right. They don't have any offices. They have a bookkeeper running the whole company. It gets better. Anyway, so he's gone off to Dubai, and he's on the phone if you want to call him, and he'll tell you the name of the auditor that they're currently doing the audit. Now, the auditor has done something that no other auditor in the whole world has ever done before. You know what it is? He's going to prove to people that they're not a fraudulent company. He's not going to look at the books and see the in and outs and everything like that. No, that's not what the auditor does. Well, it is what an auditor does, but they don't give credibility or endorse the company's behavior. That's not the job of the auditor. But in the meantime, the auditor has been given amazing power. Amazing power. So much power that he can cease and tell them, stop all the transactions. Don't do any more. Just freeze the money. I need to look at this. And he's got his big magnifying glass out there, and he's going, and then Chris has ran up and said, what's wrong with my company? As he put his glass of champagne down. And the auditor says, I don't know. It's just something's not right. We need to shut down everything and have a look. Chris goes, I'll do a newsletter. And he gets his newsletter out on his laptop, and he types up a newsletter on MailChimp, sends it out to the investors. They will love the newsletter. It was a shit sandwich. I talked about it in yesterday's videos. It's got flowery stuff at the start to make you feel good. Ooh. And it's got nice stuff at the end to make you think about what you just read in the middle, which was the shit sandwich. And they're just freezing all their accounts. Don't know when we're going to open up again, just sometime soon. But in the meantime, I thought I'd go away for 5 days. Oh, that's what I said. I'd go away to Dubai for 5 days, but he's still in Dubai. How do I know this? Well, just say there's a really lovely person out there who's feeding me information, and I just want to thank her. Oh, I love your handbag. Anyway, so if you read through this website, other things too, photos that were in here of people who don't want to be associated with them have been removed. Go to the Wayback Machine, which is archive.org, put in GoliathVenturesInc.com, and you'll see that they've scrubbed people's faces from the website. The other exciting thing is here. Goliath Ventures is proud to support both local and international charities, communities, and schools, because he's got 3 kids. One is on the spectrum. We can understand that. That's nice. And he's done the right thing, but he hasn't really, because he's now got himself, I think he's on girlfriend number 8. And he's gone to Dubai and left his children alone. And he probably is thinking, I don't know if I should go back to America. He might do, but I think this is the last you'll see of Chris. Because his other mate, when he was doing my liquidity pools, he got sentenced 2 years in prison. And the scam that they're running here, Goliath Ventures Inc. and my liquidity partners, is exactly the same. So that means this guy's already been prosecuted. Chris says, well, we'll register another domain name 20 days after this scam fell over. Well, not after this scam fell over, at the same time. And we'll have it all set up, and we'll do the same thing over here, because it worked quite well last time. We just got, 2 years in prison and fined by the SEC and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, in the meantime, I've learned a lot, and I've learned that working at In-N-Out Burgers wasn't my favorite job. So I've put everything on the line, and I'm just going to lie, cheat, and be a bottom feeder of the world. And I'm going to go along and support charities so I can get into the communities. So we wrote to all these charities. One charity came back and said, no, we've never heard of them. And then they came back and said, oh, yeah, we did get a donation of $300 2 years ago. Other charities come forward to us and said, we don't want anything to do with them. We even had organisations like the, go have a look, the Indian Chamber of Commerce. We wrote to them and said, how come you're supporting Chris? Boop, 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 boop. They scrubbed the website. They got rid of Chris. Everything about Chris except one image on the homepage, which I couldn't understand. But they did remove the link. So we don't know they had a contractual agreement there. We don't know what was going on, but it was quite funny. But now they've taken that off as well. Yep. And a lot of people write to me and go, look, I don't want anything to do with this guy. He's bad. Even his golf course and his new $8.5 million house, the golf course, Islington Golf Course, everyone know that in Florida? Well, he won't be able to join there. Even though his property backs onto the golf course, he won't be able to get a membership there. They don't want anything to do with him. They have scrubbed him. And that is a telltale sign. But anyway, this was a story about Andrew Tate's investment. And what I'm trying to enlighten you with is, how can somebody hang around Andrew Tate and then he does leverage trading and he loses the lot? He can never get that money back. Do you think Christopher could have, should have, would have, as Judge Judy would say, maybe thought use investors' money for the same thing? And just the fact that all the funds are frozen at the same time that Andrew Tate lost all his money, Christopher stopped all the funds. Imagine if Christopher got all the money that was meant to be secured in a special account. Remember, you heard of the Merrill, the Bank of America? Yeah. Well, Christopher was skiting about it May the 13th. I remember the date today. May the 13th, that they moved their banking over to the Merrill, the Bank of America, second largest bank in America, because the growth. So 5 months later, they've now announced a new banking partner. And guess what the name is? Please guess what the name is. We have no idea, because the bank they were with couldn't handle the growth of the company. So the second biggest bank in America can't handle the growth of Goliath Ventures Inc. So where was the money stored? Because Matt Burke, the independent auditor, has decided that he was going to audit the company, even though he was a parish. And when we tracked down the church and said, is this guy an independent auditor? They scrubbed him from their own church website. And now he's an elder in the church. Oh, they can't make shit up, guys. I honestly cannot make shit up. This is not even the half of it that I can tell you. But people are still saying, oh, we'll just wait and see what happens. Well, we're waiting as well. So I think I've laid the picture, the foundation. So I'm going to get this read because I don't want to miss the excitement, and hope I haven't been too charismatic today. The kickboxing training should be helpful to the scammers when they go to prison. That is so true.
I want to be very clear up front. There is currently no on-chain evidence that Goliath Ventures funds were traded on Hyperliquid, or that Andrew Tate's liquidations are directly connected to the Goliath collapse. What is interesting is the timing, the overlapping social networks, and the shared storyline. Genius traders promising easy money, while secretly bleeding capital on high-risk bets. This blog pulls together the verifiable on-chain data on Tate's trading, then looks at how that context overlaps with what we already know about Goliath Ventures Incorporated, and where the line between fact and theory must be kept.
Oh, I couldn't have said it better myself, or did I? What the on-chain data shows. Tate's Hyperliquid blow up. Right, so let's get this right. So I'm going to read it, because if I read it, we will definitely not get it right.
Blockchain analytics firm Arkham Intelligence and multiple crypto outlets have now mapped out Tate's Hyperliquid account in detail.
Yeah, so we went on the internet, used open source intelligence. So excuse if it may not be 100% right, but it sounds logical, makes sense to me. What do they say? If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and walks like a duck, it's a duck. Duck, duck, quack, quack, as Crypto G and I had a conversation today. He said something about not ducks lined up, something else lined up, and I went quack, quack, because he couldn't remember what it was. Duck. It was a voice message. So funny. Anyway, Crypto G, if you don't know him, he helps us do a lot of our crypto analysis.
He deposited a total of around $727,000 into Hyperliquid. He never made a single withdrawal. Every dollar stayed on the exchange. He also earned roughly $75,000 in referral rewards, paid to him because his followers signed up through his reflink, and he gambled that away as well. As of the 18th of November, his remaining balance was about $984. The final act was a leveraged Bitcoin long that wiped around $112,000 in one shot when BTC sold off, leaving his account essentially empty.
Wow. Now, I just got a lovely comment in the chat room. It's no joke. Yes. This is one of my sound waves I love. I added a few. So the question is, do you have any wallet addresses from victims and deposit wallets? Well, I do actually. And I'm going to give you one in real time. I don't know if I'll put it here, but I'll just, but we've got a wallet deposit address. Here it is. Now it's not in this one here, but I'll give it to you. I've got a secret. There it is. I just gave you that one. Now, in this very email, which you'll find in the description of the video, in this very blog, there is other wallet addresses of Andrew Tate stuff. But that wallet address I gave you secretly just now, without anyone knowing, is for a deposit. Where the money came from for a deposit for somebody who cashed out. Alrighty, so the headlines numbers are 727,000 own deposits, 75,000 referral bonuses. Now, I want to focus on that referral bonus part because he obviously got at least 10% from people he referred into it. And a lot of these influencers are on their influencer channel talking and doing all this sort of stuff, hoping that you're going to follow their leadership. And that's why I'm going back on this one, because these influencers are using you. They want you to mimic what they're doing. And hence why I may be insinuating or going over the line, Christopher may have mimicked what Andrew Tate was doing and used the investors' money to do leverage trading. Just a theory. Don't quote me on it because I've got no proof. However, $75,000 referral bonuses. That means every time somebody signs up and do what you do, he gets that as well. But he decided to put that money on the table and use that money to bet as well, because he's got more money than the ball can shit. If you listen to him, if you listen to the court hearings that he's been involved in, they say he's worth about 12 million. I can't remember. I think it's million. I'm not sure. Anyway, so let's just read the rest.
$802,000 total pushed into trades, $802,000 total lost, with no withdrawals.
Yeah, so he didn't withdraw any money. We've got proof on the blockchain, because the blockchain doesn't lie. And we will read this part before I destroy it. So let's just carry on. I've got another screen I need to shut down.
Tate's trading record. One of the worst in crypto. The Hyperliquid wipeout wasn't a one-off. It was the end of a months-long pattern of catastrophic trading that had already been documented before the final liquidation. On-chain breakdowns published in October and November 2025 show more than 80 trades executed on Hyperliquid in 2025. Only 29 of those trades profitable, a win rate of around 35-36%. Cumulative realized loss of roughly $700,000 before the final November BTC liquidation.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. Now, it's not relevant, but I always like saying, is it Warren Buffett who said that you can see who's been swimming naked when the tide goes out? And that's what happens with when I was doing Hyperverse, a $1.9 billion scam, which I always called a $4 billion scam. When crypto got down to 44 cents on the dollar, they couldn't sustain the growth of the company. It was built on Ponzi scheme language. And that's what happens with these people. So we know that crypto lost $380 billion in one day, the biggest loss ever. And Chris didn't even flinch. Maybe he's pissing his pants now. I don't know. But anyway, there's a wet patch on the floor and I'm not going to sniff it. So you can sniff away. Don't know if I just said that. Did I say that out loud? I think I did.
Some of the largest recorded hits include June 2025, ETH long, 25x leverage. About $597,000 lost on a single Ethereum position. September 2025, WLFI long, $67,500 liquidated, re-entered, and liquidated again the 26th of September 2025, BTC long. Hyperliquid liquidation of roughly $93,000 on a Bitcoin long the 14th of November 2025, BTC long, 40x leverage. Another $235,000 wiped out just days before the final blow-up. August 2025, Izzy Short, one of the very few winners, netting around $16,000, which was then erased by subsequent losing trades. By mid-October, on-chain analysts were already describing Tate as one of the worst traders in crypto, based on verifiable P&L data rather than vibes.
Oh, I just learned something interesting. In the war room that we had, this picture here, we also found that there was another guy that was in Chris's network. So hopefully I can make this read.
Michael Chmielewski, also known as 2SaleWixie, showed up a few times in the...
Yeah, so Michael, which was one of the other, so I must have missed that. So I'm going to have a wee look, because while we're here, it'd be rude not to. But if we go to About Us, our team, because I went through that blow by blow, to be honest. So we should see Michael Michael. I see him removed. There he is. Oh, so that was him. Wow, there you go. So oh, look at that, Michael and Tomo, Michael. Hey, I've got a noise for you guys. You ready? Ah, isn't that funny? And also, I've got this other thing I like to do every now and again. I've got this real cool thing I do. Chat room, where is it? I don't know. Oh, here it is. Wonder if this works. I haven't done it for a long time. This might be bad. Here it is. Oh, I cracked myself up. You had to do it. Look at this. Oh, that's so funny. I'm a funny guy. I don't know if that's allowed to be funny on TV. But that's jail. And that's where these guys are going. This is not a laughing matter. This is what I do. I mean, I had a great telephone call today, I must say. It's a really awesome telephone call with some people. Things are coming along, guys. It won't be long now. But you know how the governments work a little bit slower than Danny DeHeck and his team of Avengers. If we had our way, these guys would be doing kickboxing in the prison centre, and they'll be able to act how tough they are. Hey, Tomo, you there? Hello, Tomo. Anyway, so Michael. So we look for Michael. I can't even say his last name. He might be in here somewhere. Is he the guy at the back? Is that him on the left? One of these guys. Is he? Well, I can't see him. I'm not going to watch the video again. But you get the idea. So 3 luxury yachts. And there's Christopher, who they hid. Now, I personally do not think Andrew Tate actually wants anything to do with Christopher, because I believe that Andrew Tate's probably had enough publicity with the stunt that we're going to read. So anyway, now did we get that right? So mid-October. So anyway, let's carry on. Let's lose focus.
By mid-October, on-chain analysts were already describing Tate as one of the worst traders in crypto, based on verifiable PNL data rather than vibes.
Well, you can actually say when it's not your money and you're at the casino, chucking it on the table, who cares, And once you get numb to it, you don't care what you do with people's money. Obviously, that's true of Christopher. Need I remind you of how many airplane rides he's had to Munich and America, and, he's even got to the stage now where he's pledging to give donation money to fentanyl trading. He went to the White House. We heard that he paid $250,000 to get himself in a dinner so he could be the man, probably hoping that his political partners are going to give him a jail out of free card when he gets linked up. What do they call it? Political pardon? Is that what you're hoping for? If you schmooze with all the big people like Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, Donald Trump, Eric Trump, Speaker of the House, Michael Johnson. Who else have you taken photos with lately? They're all standing around like they're hugging these people of influence, hoping this is what the real world. You've been watching too many movies, guys. I don't even, let's go right to the top. I don't even think Donald Trump is going to sit there and go, good job. Well, he might do. It'd be disappointing if he does, but good job.
If you strip away the branding, what you have is a highly leveraged Degen with a sub 40% win rate, burning through hundreds of thousands of dollars in real time while telling followers he has unmatched perspicacity.
Yeah, they're all full of shit. All of them are. Every single influencer out there who's raving about how easy it is to make money and how they've got a passive income, and if you follow their leadership and they get your sign-up fee, they're all full of shit. And I'm actually sick of it. I've decided that this is my life, and this is my life. This is what I'm going to do. And you'll have to lock me up to stop me doing what I do.
Does he still have crypto left? Despite the fully liquidated headlines, it's important to be precise. That phrase applies to his Hyperliquid account, not his entire net worth. Previous OSINT work linking wallets to Tate via Arkham and other trackers shows.
Yeah, so we found the Internet holdings and tens of thousands of dollars, mostly ETH, plus liquid small cap tokens. Now, I have no idea what that means, so I just thought I'd say that. Anyone clever out there to me, let me know if I got it wrong. And the Solana, is that Solana? Let me see if I got that right.
Solana.
Look at me. Solana wallet, roughly 100K in meme coins, including, is it Daddy? And Top G, plus a few hundred SOL. Shouldn't it be SOS, like save me? I'm thinking. Oh, sorry. That's my cruise ship. Have I showed you me cruise ship? Look at me. Look at me in the boat. Look at me. Here they are having a good old business chat. And they don't even, the captain is freaking out because he doesn't know how to sail in the stormy seas. And these guys having more fun than you can have with your clothes on. And here I am trying to sail the boat. They're not very grateful. Anyway, let's talk about the Roman authorities.
Romanian authorities,
Romanian.
in court documents and press statements, have previously pegged his total net worth at around $12 million, far below his public boasts of being a trillionaire, but still more than enough to treat an $800,000 loss as painful rather than terminal.
Oh, I'm just going to make sure that I've got people watching me. I'll get messages. I know when people are watching my videos, but if they just said I'm watching your video before they posted a message, then I wouldn't have to send the link. Anyway, what's that there? Hey, and why is it people don't like me on Reddit? Every time I set up a Reddit account, it gets banned, and it's just like really starting to piss me off. What is Goliath Ventures? I've just got this link here, and I thought I'd bring it up. I posted a lovely article all about Goliath Ventures, and and it gets removed, and it's even under my own name, not on any group. I don't even set up any groups, but somebody in Reddit, would you please not delete my account? I think I'm allowed to have a voice, but let's listen to what this one's all about. This must be this looks like this isn't the same one. I don't think it's the same company. It can't be.
Goliath Ventures Incorporated is basically a company building factory. Unlike regular investment companies that only give money, Goliath Ventures actually creates business ideas and builds full companies from zero. Who started it? The company was founded by Kevin Harrington, one of the original sharks on Shark Tank, and a pioneer of as seen on TV products. Founded, 1999, location, Atlanta, Georgia, USA. How do they work?
I think we're reading propaganda. Who's Kevin Harrington? Maybe they're trying to hide. Some people believe it's a scam. Oh, this is good. Let's have a look here. Yeah, but mostly just rumors, or maybe just rumors. Oh yeah, they've frozen everyone's account. No one getting any money out, and they've got millions. Or maybe some random projects are using Goliath Ventures' name to lure small investors. And that's probably true. That there is probably somebody who's probably trying to reach people so that they can help them recover their money. Because that's what they do now. The next scam is all these people out there saying that they got money recovered from Goliath Ventures. So that's only a day ago. So this is just propaganda stuff, I think. Anyway, it's quite funny that we found it. But if you do go to Reddit, you won't find anything published by me because they keep banning me. But you can literally go to Reddit, search for Goliath Ventures, and you can actually find quite a lot of information. And it's a real pain that they just keep removing anything I put because, what am I trying to say? 4 hours ago. Because it's like it's policed by gangsters. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to make sure. What's this here? I want to have a look. Well, we've got a lot of propaganda coming out. I don't know. I just want to re-listen. You have to
I
wait.
wanted to share what I got from a talk with Chris Delgado, who is the CEO of Goliath Ventures Incorporated. Here are the trends that stood out to me. They seem to make sense from a builder's point of view. DeFi after the beginner phase. It looks like things are moving away from DeFi ecosystems that are all on their own and toward DeFi that works across different chains. If you can't move stuff between chains easily, things will be a mess forever.
Right. Oh, that sounds legit. We have got a lot of correspondence from people. Oh, this is quite good.
WTF are you even talking about? You follow Goliath Ventures as an investor. You spoke with Chris Delgado about any of this. Okay. You realize the fraud around this company, and the blatant fact it is a Ponzi is primarily on the fact that they can't prove or even know how to explain how they generate the returns they are claiming to generate, legally and ethically. Not possible. There is no secret source, and you can just go ahead and delete your little paid testimony because it's meaningless to anyone that reads the comment section.
Oh, I love it when people see the truth. That's why I would love to be on Reddit, but they just shut me down every time I open it up. But this is the sort of stupid stuff he's got his memes out there doing at the moment. I could tell you other stuff that would make your hair curl. It's just amazing. Anyway, so we got, so he's worth about 12 million. I thought it was going to say billion, but no, that's what the Romanian authorities said that Tate's worth.
So no, Tate is not broke, but he is demonstrably bad at trading, and the on-chain record makes that impossible to spin away.
Now, I would like other people to do a little bit of research who do know how to track stuff, but this is what we've got so far.
Verified on-chain wallet addresses publicly attributed. To support the analysis above, it's worth highlighting that several crypto wallet addresses have been publicly attributed to Andrew Tate by on-chain intelligence platforms. These are not legally confirmed addresses, and they may not represent all of his holdings, but they are widely referenced by blockchain analysts tracking his activity.
Yeah, so we've got, I won't read those numbers out because that will just sound stupid. But the first one, Ethereum.
Regularly cited in on-chain portfolio snapshots attributed to Tate.
All right.
Referenced in analyses of Tate's exposure to meme coins such as Daddy and TOPG.
Ooh, okay.
Appears consistently across multiple OSINT datasets attributing activity to Tate.
Right, and then I did a summary paragraph.
These addresses should be viewed as public attributions by analysts, not formal confirmations. They are useful for understanding Tate's on-chain footprint and the movement of funds into platforms like Hyperliquid, but should not be interpreted as exhaustive or definitive. Wallet ownership can change, new wallets can appear, and attribution may evolve over time.
Oh, there he is. Oh, you guys are good. Good. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to do something. I know this. I didn't want to long. I've actually got a headache because I've had a pretty hard day today. But I wanted to so much go live. But I'm actually going to bring up this video here again. And I'm going to show you. I have to put it on another screen, so you'll have to bear with me. And we're looking for that screen there. Now, it's going to be... Now, I've forgotten how to say the name of the guy. So there we go. And we're going to one. So we're looking for Mike. And I can't say his last name. With Tomo. Tomo. There he is. Oh my goodness, I missed it. He was only on there for a second. He mustn't be anybody. He only got filmed for a second. So let's go here. One. Oh, actually, if we go back a wee bit, we've got a nicer, we'll see if we can go frame by frame. There he is. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now, that is so cool. I'm going to actually make sure. Oh, so that's cool. I'm just going to take a wee screenshot of that in case I bring that up, and we'll make that on. I'll make that on the sliders for the videos. So there was 3 people on the Andrew Tate boat. Now, why is that relevant? That is relevant because can you imagine if Christopher was doing the same type of trading? So there's our boy. There he is. Hi, Mike. And look, he's even got his earpieces in. He's probably listening going, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Because a lot of these guys are actually, they are actually just like deer in the headlights. They're just following the leadership. The glitz and the glamour is keeping them in it, So this boy is literally doing that. I haven't got the right screen on. I apologize. Let's go back to this one. There he is. So that's Michael, and I can't even say his name right. If I do say his name right, put it on a room. Blue jacket right on the side of the screen. So, yeah, I'm going to see if I can read it.
Hi, Danny.
No. Okay, so I'm actually going to, wonder if I can get it. Something ski. I had a boss I used to work for, and he used to have a name that looked very much the same.
Mike Chmielewski.
Machomsky? Mike Machomsky? Oh, that's no good, eh? Anyway, there he is. So there's the third guy. Well, I learned something. Every time I look at this video, I learn something else. So that is really amazing. So what does that mean? Where Goliath Ventures fits into the picture. Now we get to the part Goliath investors will care about. So if you've got your money in Goliath Ventures and you listen to Matt Burke telling everybody at all times they have 115%, I think it's 115% of your liquidity secured. Don't tell you where. Don't tell you where the insurance company is. They don't tell you how they generate the income. They don't tell you nothing. But now we want to know whether Christopher wasn't tempted to do the same as Andrew Tate has done and done leverage training, which I don't really know what it is. But if you do, you will know what it is. And then I'll sound really intelligent, but don't hold your breath.
In earlier work on Goliath Ventures Incorporated, we've already mapped a network of influencers and recruiters around Chris Delgado, including Tomislav Tomo Mijanovic Jr., who has publicly fawned over Andrew Tate and seems to be in business with him, according to OSINT-based reporting.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really worry about Tomo. He's in business with anybody. He's just trying to touch as many people as he can. It's going to be very embarrassing when the headlines read that a YouTuber took down a $500 million crypto Ponzi scheme single-handedly, well, with a team of Avengers behind him. Did you realize I'm just a puppet? I have a big team behind me. Not legal. They're not like government. They're over there. But I have a massive team of people that stick their neck out for me, provide me intel. As I've been doing this video, intel's been coming in because they watch me live, and it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what time it is over there. Wouldn't mind knowing, because I think I left this video a bit late.
At the same time, Goliath Ventures marketed itself as a sophisticated, low-risk quant operation, supposedly generating up to 60-80% a year through clever trading. Your own forensic work has already concluded that there was never any trading, and that less than 1% of investor funds ever touched a crypto blockchain. On the 14th of November, 2025, Goliath failed to pay scheduled distributions, then sent out an email citing a forensic audit and stopping payouts indefinitely, while insiders quietly pulled out tens of millions for their own families and partners.
Now, my mum used to always say when we ever had a family dispute, no one's talking about the elephant in the room, but I am, because I got taught to talk about the elephant in the room. You know, when you go to a funeral and everyone's trying to avoid the poor person that's lost their dear loved one, I'm the guy that goes up and says, "How you doing? Sorry to hear about what happened. I can't imagine what it would be like for what's happened to you over the last few days. You know, I'd like you to know that I can't help you, but I can stand here beside you." Same with investors, guys. I'm not here to rub salt in your wounds. I'm here to stop more people from losing their money. And if I have something that may even risk my own future in presenting it to you, I'll do it. Because if this wakes people up, then it's worthwhile. I mean, really, if you've been gaslighted by Christopher and his goons, that I have some other motive. I mean, this company has already offered me $150,000 to take down my videos and stop doing what I'm doing at exposing them. Why would they do that? Why don't they just take me to court? Why would they offer me money to stop these videos? Are they concerned that they wouldn't be able to win this in court? Are they concerned that they can't back up any of their claims? Are they trying to buy as much time as they can so that millions more are collected from firemen, from people who have retired, from family members, you know, from people mortgaging their houses to get involved in Goliath because a friend of theirs has taken the risk? Because they have done it, I'll do it too. 4 days on from 18th of November, Tate's Hyperliquid account exploded as Bitcoin crashed over 100,000. Oh, I can't read it. Oh.
Imploded as Bitcoin crashed from over $100,000 down towards the $90,000 region, triggering hundreds of millions in liquidations across the market.
Yeah, and I didn't know what leverage trading was all about, but once you've lost your money, it's gone burger. There's no money back. I don't know if that was the point of this whole exercise. I failed to tell you. I'm sorry. But yeah, so if Christopher was doing leverage trading, and I'm not saying I've got any proof of that whatsoever, I've probably got proof where he's doing his. I think I know where you're doing your banking day, Chris. Sorry about that. We reached the bank again. You'll have to find another big bank. Anyway, different story. What I'm getting at is once you've lost your money with leverage trading, it's all gone. So if he has been doing the same and risking your money, trying to get that big yield, then all that money's gone and it can't come back. It doesn't matter if crypto goes up to $200,000, it's gone. So that's amazing, eh?
So we have, in the same window of time, a self-styled top G trader blowing up a heavily leveraged account, fully documented on-chain, a Ponzi-like quant operation halting payouts and hiding behind an unverified forensic audit, social and business overlap between Goliath insiders and the Andrew Tate ecosystem. That doesn't prove direct financial linkage, but it does raise very reasonable questions about what kind of risk culture these people share, and what that means for anyone who trusted their trading genius.
So, like they all follow each other like the Pied Piper off the cliff, I'm just insinuating that if Andrew Tate did it, why wouldn't at least one of these three boys from Goliath do something similar? And if you were having a few beers and opening a few bottles of $2,000 champagne or $1,000 bottle of tequila, then I'm pretty sure that they would be asking them for any tips. And remember, Christopher is a scholar, not a gentleman. Oh, well, he is a gentleman, so I've heard. That's nice. Hey, Susie, what the hell are you doing up? She's been in bed sleeping. So what I'm saying is that if Christopher is so much into crypto and now he's associating with Andrew Tate, isn't it like just about like, or can you imagine having a conversation with Andrew Tate? I'll get a glass. You got a glass here and you go, "G'day, Andrew. How you doing, mate? Thanks for having me on your yacht." And he goes, "Oh, that's really good, Danny. It's good to see you here. Hope you're enjoying the rooms. They're lovely, aren't they? And the lovely girls that are walking around in the underwear, they look pretty good too." And well, I am really enjoying it. I tell you what, I've got myself 300, maybe $400 million worth of investors' money. And I was just wondering, how would you recommend that I would get 60% return per year for people's investment? And well, what about the rooms and the lovely ladies? Are you not into that? Well, I am, but I've got my girlfriend on the boat with me, which I didn't see actually, but she might have been there. Anyway, my point is, do you think that Andrew Tate would have given Christopher, who's so heavily involved in making all this return, and I never thought of it. Maybe Christopher was giving Andrew Tate advice. That's it. I never thought of it. Oh, Andrew Tate would have heard that Christopher can turn $100,000 into $160,000 in 12 months. So Andrew Tate said, look, forget about the membership fee for the war room. Get yourself and the boys on the yacht. Come ride in some jet skis with me and tell me how you're getting that type of return. Because I have no idea. Because I keep losing money because I'm a useless trader. And I keep losing money on these whatever type of trading that is. Just an idea. Maybe that's what happened and I'm missing it. Maybe Chris is a genius and he's discovered the enigma of crypto trading and he was on the cruise ship to go meet Andrew Tate to tell Andrew how he's generated so much money for all those lovely people that trusted him. Do you think that's the case? Or I've just hypothetically got that all wrong? There's one more layer of content that helps illustrate the kind of environment Christopher, I'm going to try again, Delgado, get it right, seems to be moving in. Andrew Tate runs an organization called the War Room, a shady, ultra masculine, is that masculine? Have I got that right?
Masculine.
Oh, brotherhood, marketed as a global network of elite men. I got to show you this, guys. Oh, I will show you in a minute. And this is one of their quotes, I believe.
You understand the world is run by shadow networks. So isn't it time you joined one of the world's shadow networks?
Shadow networks. I've never really heard of that term, but that video that I showed you before, if you save it, the title of that video is that quote. So do you want to be part of the shadow network?
Their website leans heavily on blurred faces and carefully obscured identities, language about brotherhood, power and global reach. The idea that 99.9% of men will never experience this level of community and access. A claim that money is trivial compared to the true realms of power. Almost all of the unidentified businessmen shown on Viewer Room have their faces blurred, apart from a select few. It is designed to feel like a shadow network, exclusive, secretive, above normal scrutiny.
Yeah. So let's have a look. So this is the War Room, and this is what Christopher and three of his boys. Mike was on that cruise as well, Susie. So if you come to this War Room thing, so I often bring up this photo when I talk about the War Room. Well, I'm not jealous, by the way, guys. I really would like my face blurred out. But here's all the men that have to have their faces, so this is shadow networking. And if you come down more, there's men here, shadow, they've all got their faces blurred, blur, except for Andrew, he doesn't need to. And they even take them hiking sometimes. It's really cool. And they sit there and they go, give me your money, ooh, like that sort of stuff. It's really good. And down here, blurred out faces. I don't know why you would actually put photos of people on here when they're blurred. Surely you could have asked AI to create you some businessmen that look like real businessmen. In fact, Andrew, if you want a hand at creating images, I'm pretty good at it. This image here, does that look like me? Do I really look that old? And look, I've even unshaven. See, I've even told it to give me an unshaven look. It's pretty clever. And then you've got Tomo here. Well, he's like a kid in the playground playing with his wee toys. Now, I did have an image of him. I think I have to find it now. I've said that. This is, I found an image of Tomo. We'll see if I can bring it up. This is him here. So he was 12 years a policeman, and he got sick of not getting good money. So now he's working for someone else, which is quite cool. What else have I got here to show? But I did have other photos. Here he is sitting in the desert with the goats. I was thinking donkeys, and I was going to go, he always says that. And then we have another one. This was him. He's been a good boy on this one because he's standing next to some, I think it was some, he's in Dubai. He went there recently. But he's got the fig position. He's wearing his Rolex, and he's got another watch on as well. That's interesting. But as I said, on the cruise ship, I noticed he was smoking. And if you go to his Instagram, all he does is talk about health and not to drink soft drinks with sugar in it and other chemicals. So I don't know why he's got a double standard. I think that was all of them. Oh, there was one other photo I will show you. This was this is a photo I was going to use, but that's pretty cool. But it didn't turn out for obvious reasons. Well, maybe Chris can change his ways. Look, we're going to say it. I want to say what everyone's thinking. Christopher, listening to a few people that are close to you today, they told me that you really are a nice guy, and I'm going to read. I'm going to read the message I received, and you can see why Christopher is a nice guy. Okay, so this is the reply from Christopher's girlfriend today. She's been corresponding with us. We have given her the opportunity to be a whistleblower, but she doesn't want a bar of it because Christopher is how do I say? Christopher is, I responded. So I'll tell you what happened. I've got it up here on the screen, and this is not made up. I can give you a screenshot. And I can't pronounce her name. Is it Tate? T-Y-A. And I sent her some hard truths about what's going to happen to Christopher, and asked her if she wanted to become an informant. All right. So now we go here. This is what she's come back and said. Now, from her perspective, she might be right on the money.
It's honestly surprising how much time you've spent talking about someone you've never even met. If you actually knew Chris, you'd see the genuine, kind-hearted person he is. It's unfortunate that you feel the need to tear down innocent people. That says far more about the world you live in than anything else. If you took the time to know him, you'd realize Chris would never take advantage of anyone or scheme in absolutely any way. The irony is that you even called him on his birthday to sing to him. We still have the voicemail. That alone shows how inconsistent your behavior has been. I'll stand by him through all of this. If you think you're going to take him down, you're mistaken. All you're doing is making him stronger. Keep that in mind. Have a good day.
Oh, yeah. So that was quite interesting, that reply. But then I couldn't help myself. So it's going to be a bit of a long reply, and you can't really read it. But I am actually just going to read it as it comes out because I'm pretty transparent. But here we go.
Tyre, your message makes one thing very clear. You genuinely have no idea what Chris has been doing behind the scenes, or how deep this goes. This isn't about whether he's kind-hearted to you. Most criminals are perfectly charming to the people closest to them. That's how they keep those people blind while the damage piles up. Let me spell out the reality for you, calmly and without emotion. Federal and state agencies are investigating Goliath Ventures Incorporated for one of the largest and registered investment schemes in Florida's recent history. That's not my opinion. That's what the agencies involved have communicated to victims, attorneys, and other officials. Investors have confirmed that payouts have stopped. Your partner froze hundreds of millions of dollars of investor funds and then sent out a letter claiming a forensic audit. A classic Ponzi endgame move. Meanwhile, Chris has spent millions of investor money on sponsorships, parties, personal branding, rented luxury properties, and events he pretended were company achievements. Multiple whistleblowers from inside the operation have already come forward. Documentation, contracts, bank screenshots, investor rosters, and internal correspondence are in the hands of authorities. Several investors have retained law firms, who are preparing action based on securities fraud and deceptive practices. You say he would never take advantage of anyone. Explain then why investors can't get their money out, why payouts have stopped. and why he's now telling people that Google, Amazon, and a named shadow group shut him down. That's the behavior of someone cornered, not someone innocent. As for the voicemail, that was strategic. You don't know the bigger picture of what was happening at that time. Don't confuse politeness with approval. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to stop you from being collateral damage when this finally collapses, because it will. Every Ponzi ends the same way, and you're standing right beside the person at the center of it. You can believe whatever story he tells you, that's your choice. But when the authorities make their move, love won't shield you. Evidence doesn't care how kind-hearted someone seems at home. Do what you want with this information. Just don't say later that nobody warned you. Danny?
Yeah, so that's to Chris's girlfriend, and no doubt Chris is reading it. So then I wanted to talk about, because we didn't know, but on Chris's birthday, we send him a voice message, and he never responds, so I didn't know whether he got it or not. But she came back and said, obviously in the first message that I did, that he that they've kept my singing of his happy birthday on file. So if we get to be in the courtroom with Christopher, they're going to pull out me singing happy birthday to Chris. Now, I might be good on the mic, but I'm no good at singing. So this is what I wrote back.
BTW, please do not share the voicemail of me singing with anybody. I have a terrible voice.
So she's come back and she said, I thought your voice was lovely. It was a great gesture. And I said, oh, yeah, right. So anyway, so now what I've done is I've actually told her that we're live. And hopefully, and I also sent her this picture that you're looking at on the screen. So hopefully she may be starting to question a few things rather than think that I just woke up one morning and decided to save the world from a scammer. Almost all the were blurred out shadow network. On the 27th of September, Andrew Tate posted a 3-minute video, which we've already shown you because I got too excited. That's now had 1.3 million views. Now, apparently, he gets 1.2 million views in the first 24 hours, and then it just drops right off. So I don't believe those views are real, I'll say it. Showing what happened, what appears to be a war room gathering. 3 large yachts, about 50 men. 3 of them are from Goliath, and a vibe that screams exclusive inner circle. At 1:16, if you want to have a look yourself, in that video, when you go through it frame by frame, you can clearly see Christopher Diego, and we must actually add the other guy in there as well. So that's going to be good to have that added. So thank you very much for those Avengers who are listening and watching and feeding me information. Christopher was not featured as a main character in the edit. His face was not blurred. I told ChatGPT to explain that better, but what I was trying to say, because he was not featured. His face was not blurred. He simply appears in one of the frames as the camera pans. You only pick him up if you go through it frame by frame. The point isn't to prove anything criminal from the clip. The point is to show the type of people in the networks that he's connected to. A secret brotherhood marketing itself as a shadow network. What is a shadow network? A culture built around power, loyalty, wealth, signaling, and above all, the law's energy. Now, I don't know if you've seen it when Tomo's on the plane. He always does the peace out too thing. So you may have seen that a few times. That's what we're talking about, signaling. Well, whatever it is, it's secret brotherhood handshakes. If I do this on camera, that means that I'm going to be arrested and the FBI's just walked in. Okay. The same ecosystem that platforms the glorified Andrew Tate, those on-chain trading records is, I'm not very good at reading. I don't know why you let me read. Stop me from reading. All right, here we go.
Objectively disastrous.
Okay. We don't, I'm just going to read this. It'll be faster.
We don't need to claim that Goliath money went into the war room or that Tate traded investor funds. The war room connection plants the seed about the environment Delgado chose to move in while taking money from everyday investors.
Yeah, because there could be another side of it there. You don't know, and I'm just speculating, but you never know. Christopher might have just given Andrew a wad of cash and go, oh, can you do something with this? Who knows what they discuss in the war room. What we can say, Pixel's barking at me.
Factually versus what remains theory to keep this clean, here's the separation line. Facts backed by on-chain and documentary evidence.
Yeah, and I don't know we need to read all this, but we've got, the Hyperliquid account there. his trading performance, the broader situation, the legal proceedings in Romania. So there they talk about him theoretically being worth 12 million. I was going to say billion. But the important stuff is
Goliath Ventures has now stopped payouts, announced a vague forensic audit, refused to name the audit firm, and in the same breath claims everything is robust and healthy while giving no timeline for resuming withdrawals.
Now you think about this. Let's just say I got it wrong, and an auditor does have control at seizing, or suggesting strongly that everything stops, right? What's going to happen when they open up the floodgates again? What's going to be the first thing people are going to do when they get their double payout next month? Okay, so you get $3,000 a month if you put 100 grand in. Next month, you're going to get a check for $6,000 in. And then you're going to be thinking, that's a lot of return for $100,000 that I've given Chris to look after. I think everyone's going to, if the first opportunity they can, if they've got half a brain in their head, even quarter of a brain, even just a brain cell, they're just going to take out all their money. And that's going to happen. So, sorry if I've read this.
Your earlier Goliath investigation concludes, based on contracts, bank records, whistleblower testimony and OSINT, that Goliath Ventures Incorporated is operating as a Ponzi scheme, with 1% of funds ever touching a blockchain and no real crypto trading activity.
Yeah, so let's reverse engineer that. This company's built on everything to do with crypto, allegedly. But the truth of the matter is we've only found 1% of the potential money that we believe they've got on the blockchain. 99% of this money has been done through bank transfers. Where does it go after that? Wire transfers. All right, here we go. And now they haven't got a bank. They've just changed banks because they can't handle the growth. All right.
What is not yet proven and should be framed as theory possibility.
All right, so this is where I don't want to be, I don't want any lawsuits.
That Goliath Ventures investor money was ever placed into leveraged positions on Hyperliquid or any other derivatives exchange, that Andrew Tate's personal liquidations directly triggered or worsened Goliath's payout freeze, that there is a formal, documented business partnership between Tate and Goliath Ventures beyond social media engagement and apparent networking via people like Tomo Mijanovic. Given the existing evidence, the most defensible way to present the connection is
right. So here's the most reliable way to frame it in a quote.
The same circle of influencers promoting Goliath Ventures also platform and praise Andrew Tate, whose on-chain record shows extreme leverage, terrible risk management, and huge realized losses. In that context, Goliath's claims of safe, sophisticated trading deserve even more skepticism, especially when the scheme has now frozen payouts during a major crypto drawdown.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? Okay, this happened to Andrew Tate, may not be connected. Crypto loses $380 billion in one day. Biggest loss ever. And it hasn't theoretically. Chris did a investor update meeting, which was marketed as a 45-minute webinar. It lasted for 12 minutes. Come on, guys. You know it's a scam. Get your money out if you can. And unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to anymore. That is a pattern analyst, not an... Oh, hold it.
That is a pattern analysis, not an allegation of shared wallets.
Yeah. We've got a lot of people looking at this.
Why this matters for everyday investors, for retail investors, in Goliath or in whatever the next exclusive fund calls itself, the Tate liquidation, is a useful x-ray of how these people actually behave with money once you strip away the branding.
Yeah, and you probably won't believe this, but I would not be surprised with my experience. I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm pretty savvy at it now. I'm actually an expert at Ponzi identifications. They will come out with another brand or something else around the corner, and then they'll tell you that they've decided to turn all your money into some worthless friggin' token of some sort. And then they'll rebrand it, and then they'll put all those tokens of no value into another brand, telling you that they're going to do the same thing again. And when the company gets up to here, you'll be rich between your wildest dreams. Now, I don't know if that's true or genuine, but that's what we see. All these scams, they seem to rebrand themselves all the time. And there's a reason why they do this. Now, we have already seen Black Block, and we've also seen Wealth MD. Now, there is a proper company out there called Wealth MD. So they've called themselves Wealth management doctors. And instead of getting the domain name wealthmd.com, they put mywealthmd.com. And with Black Block, which was a company, it sounds like Black Rock, but it's not. So they pass off other companies' names. But if you go to myblackblock.com, you'll find it. So they'll do something similar. Now, they told you that Black Block and mine, WealthMD, was two separate companies. Now, WealthMD, we believe that Pierce Curry parted ways and he got a percentage of that company. The wealth management company was set up to go after the income, what do they call it? The retirement money. Yes, and they had advice in one of the meetings that we managed to get the video that cracked this whole case open, wide open. They were telling people how to avoid elderly abuse claims because that company was set up for going after people's retirement funds. Black Block was owned by Matt Burke, who was meant to be the independent auditor, and another guy, which we haven't even really researched him. He might have got away with it. And both of them had their own set of contracts. With Wealth Management's contract, they were actually telling people the minimum investment was $250,000 because they were going after the retirement funds. And they were also telling people that the monthly payout would be 2%, not 3% or 4%. And it was like they were white labeling the product that Goliath Ventures Inc. had and slapping a name on it called Wealth Management. It was ridiculous. But now Black Block's all merged into Goliath, so we've heard. And I don't know what's happening with Wealth MD, which isn't really Wealth MD, it's my Wealth MD. It's all confusing, but I would not be surprised that we see this rebrand itself and come out with another carrot that's around the corner. And remember, it never eventuates. It's all bullshit. But that's to calm the farm. And I like with my experience, I wouldn't be surprised.
Screenshots lie. On-chain doesn't. Tate bragged about big wins. The ledger shows a near unbroken string of wipeouts. Leverage kills slowly, then all at once. It took dozens of trades and months of losses before the final blow, but the result was the same. The account went almost to zero. Influencer culture and Ponzi culture feed each other. Goliath leaned heavily on top-G aesthetics, luxury branding, and celebrity proximity while promising impossible returns. Now it has stopped paying out and is hiding behind a formless audit. When payouts freeze right after a market crash, alarm bells should ring. Legitimate funds manage risk, hedge exposure, and communicate transparently. Ponzi schemes stall, distract, and buy time. Whether or not any of Tate's specific trades are connected to the Goliath Ventures payout freeze, the behavioral pattern is the same.
Yeah, high-risk gamblers calling themselves genius traders. You know, you see the big guy, the big player at the casino. That's what these guys are doing. They're using your money. They don't care if they lose it or not. Sitting on terrible risk management and using other people's trust. That's what these guys are. They destroy families. You know, people, retirement money can't recover once they lose their money. And often people offer often other people's money as fuel for their bets. So this is more of a disclaimer. So you know how my investigation was done today. We've used other people's analysis, and I've just put that on there. The freeze email, we've actually put a link to that. We'll just open that up quickly. So this was the email. We went through this yesterday. You can go look at it, but this is their email newsletter. And it's just, for full transparency. So we put that in there as well. And that's basically us. Now, I'm not going to, this wasn't actually going to be in the series of Christopher articles. This was just a bonus article. So I just thought it was something interesting that come on my desk. But if you are on my website, you can click on Goliath Ventures, and you can go and you can see that we've now got a WhatsApp group that you can join. Click on that. It should take you away to our WhatsApp group. And the WhatsApp group is there to help investors, which I'll fix that up. I can see somebody's been editing that for me. Thank you very much. So we've set up this investors group. We've gone through here and we've showed you here. This is Homeland Security's message that some people have been sending us going, shh, don't tell them. But Homeland Security have been sending out messages to people saying that they want to speak with people The other guy that's been coming up quite a lot, and he's been getting a lot of press lately, is Carl Moon. You can see Chris here shaking hands with Kash Patel, which is the head of the FBI, if you haven't counted current events. Here's Christopher pissing away your money, and that guy isn't actually worth anything. He's just I don't know who he is, actually. He's like that token guy that they have who spins the bottles on his heads. And that's a rapper, I believe, and Christopher having a good old time. These are the assets that they've been buying with your money, so they'll hopefully be repossessed soon, and you might be able to get some of the money back. But if you come down to here, this is the people that were all involved with my liquidity partners. So Christopher, what we're proving with these photos, that my liquidity partner that had to pay a $50 million fine or something stupid. I don't know exactly. Do your own research on that. But the guy with the glasses on there, hey, hold it. The guy with the glasses on there has been in prison for 2 years, but we still haven't found where he's in prison. We've been trying to find that. And then I had a feeling that he escaped and got to go to Dubai, but I'm not sure. But also Nick Bachiro, I always get your name wrong, no offense. And the two ladies are involved. They were doing the bookkeeper, a bit like Nadia Bringus. So Nick's also been involved. You can search for his name, and you'll see that he's been in the company that he was the head salesman for. Were making claims that were unsubstantiated. The company he was working for got fined $2 million. You can read all about it yourself. But if you come down here, you want the whole case. We've always got lots of photos of Christopher after his lipo, whatever you call it. And obviously, we've got him flying around in people's jets, but not just people jets, people we know. And here he is. So we've even got, is it Romi? ROMI. Now, I've got other photos of him, and I normally show people my database, but we're getting so many names in there at the moment. I don't want to show you the 130 people of interest that we've got. But he's got photos of him arm in arm with the Alexandra brothers. Now, they have been accused. 30 women have accused them of doing heinous acts and drugging women and having, they've been. So here's Romi being accused, not accused of anything, but he's hanging out with these people that have been accused of terrible things. And here he is with Christopher, taking a joyride to Mykonos. And he claims, oh, thank you, Jelly Smack. He's, she just donated me $5. Thank you very much. Scam fighting fun. Thank you so much. But he's been hanging around bad people. My mum always told me bad associations spoil useful habits. But look, we're looking for intel. This guy here is Jay Newton. Now, he used to come into our chat room and abuse the hell out of us until we figured out who it was. And now he doesn't turn up at all. Quite funny, but he's a Canadian. Well, I don't know if he's a Canadian, but he's living in Canada. $120 million, we believe he's brought in for Goliath Ventures. And also, we're getting a lot of people who are saying that we invested, but I won't tell you who because he's a friend of ours. So your friend currently got you into an investment opportunity. He's not a regulated financial advisor. He's just somebody who's lining his own pockets. Now, how does he get paid? Well, we're not entirely sure, but we know that people were getting 4% return if they invested over $500,000. But we have heard that some people are getting 8% return. So I think it's pretty obvious that these people are getting a higher return on their investment. But if you've got things invested, you need to have money in the game. So that these guys haven't been taking the money out. Now, a good example of this is a guy by the name of Piers Curry. Piers Curry has sold everything, mortgaged the houses up to the hill, put everything into Goliath Ventures, or Wealth Management MD, we believe. And he's still promoting it. He's running Zoom meetings and he's promoting Goliath Ventures Inc. He said that he's got no problems with it because he claims to be some sort of guy who's a financial advisor, but there's no record of him on any registry for being a financial advisor. So if he claims it to you, ask him for proof that he's a regulated financial advisor because it doesn't exist from all our research that we've done. Now, he's claiming that he's going to take out his money. Stop it. Oh, that's really nice. Thank you. So he's going to, somebody just donated $20. That's so nice. Thank you so much, very much. It really does make a difference. It's my first donations in the last 2 weeks. That's so cool. And I'm not doing it for the money, but I still have stresses of money. But that's really, really kind. Thank you very, very much. I really mean that. So this guy here, These guys, I've lost my train of thought now, but they're just taking people's money. They're getting paid higher percentages for their investment, but they're not taking their money out. Piers Curry is about to take his money out, apparently. Oh, you have to wait because the 14th of, but he probably has got his money out. He's probably the reason why people haven't got paid on the 14th. But they believe the system so much that they're selling it to people. And they're going to say to you, I'm on the same boat as you. I had $1 million invested and I've got it locked. And you've got 100,000. I'm sorry, but I've got $1 million. And this is what happens all the time. We get these guys who will give you a hard luck story. They will tell you they're on the same boat. The money has already left the building. Do you understand what I'm saying? These guys that are in it are quietly, they would have already taken the money. The money has gone, I believe. These guys are going to come up with some bullshit story. You got to go to the FBI or whoever it is in your circles and do something about it. Now, to make that easy for you, go to dehec.com. You'll find my website. Click on Goliath Ventures, and you'll see one that says Goliath Ventures pays out stop. Insiders pull tens of millions. And you come down to here, and you can go past there. There's Nick. He's like Chris's business partner. That's not his wife, by the way, but she's been promoting Goliath Ventures like a trooper. Her husband is actually a surgeon, and he's meant to be one of the nicest people you'd ever meet. I feel for you, mate. But you come to the bottom of this blog and you'll see there is actually instructions on what you can do. If you're an investor, you need to contact the FBI, Homeland Security, the RCMP. I wish I knew what that one was. Susie, what does that stand for? We appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Dr. Oh, I wish I know. I've got to say your name right now, don't I? I'm not gonna butcher your name. I'm going to get it read. Dr.
Tamir Bethea Williams, number 1.
That's a beautiful name.
We appreciate you.
I appreciate you now too. Thank you very much. We've got a doctor on the show. So, yeah, so I don't know, what is RCMs? I've got to search for that, don't I? I should have a, who is this? Oops. Hey, this is where, who is this? Royal oh, right, that's why I didn't know it. Yeah, so the Canadian police have been informed, but what we were saying there is a good idea to go to the Canadian police. And then we've got now I was talking about it with Susie, and I said the other day I hate acronyms. Dyslexic people hate acronyms, as you can see. But I was reading the USSS, which is a 4-letter word, not bad word. But I didn't know what the USSS stand for. But then somebody said United States Secret Service. I got a bit of that. So yeah, but you can go here or to this blog, and there's an email address that you can email. And you do something about it. Do not sit here on the fence with your hands sitting on your hands and do nothing. You've got to do stuff. And that's my message today, really. I think this is a house of cards. And I can't help myself. I know this is probably shocking, but let's go to Goliath Ventures, right? And if I go back to my very first blog, so yeah. First blog, I'm just going to go more blogs. I've done 19 blogs, if you want to count this one. And the very first blog that I did, and I just used their own contracts, and I did a review on it. So this is Christopher, and this is this house of cards, and it's crumbling. It is going down. And also these firemen in his crew, they will not be able to stop the fire once these cards explode. Do you want to be a victim? Do you want to be someone who did the right thing? Are you a fireman? Like we've got Steve Davies, who was a fireman. I think I got mixed up because I said 12. I think Tomo was a policeman for 12 years, and I think the fireman was actually a fireman, they said, for 2 decades in this published article. So we did a blog about him. And what we were getting at is he used to save people. And now he's stealing from them. So this picture here is me sitting in front of a Porsche with Pixel. He's not barking at the moment. Where is he? He's not under the desk. But if you go down here, this is the dirty tactics. You won't believe this. If you've just tuned in for the first time ever, then what you want to do is you want to come down here and find the article that Steve Davis has paid to have published. It's not he hasn't been interviewed. There it is, the sponsored article. And you'll laugh at this if you haven't seen this before. But this is from the Business Insider. And we've wrote to these people and we've said, what are you doing publishing this rubbish? He's claiming he's a hero, and there he is in his car. No dog, though. Couldn't afford a dog. And he's claiming he went from fireman to entrepreneur. And here he talks about his book, that raising alphas, where it's raising men, brotherhood, strong people, like you'd see in the war room. And this is what I mean. Everyone says to me, oh, do you think there's a connection? And I go, look, I used to own a business networking company, and I used to meet new people. Now, a business networking company used to help the small to medium-sized businesses, and I used to get people together each week, and we used to share their experience, knowledge, and skills. Boom. And I used to say to people, who do you know? Business networking isn't about, standing here doing a sales pitch. I actually said to people, I don't like people pitching their business. I'd rather build a relationship with somebody, get to know them first, find out the name of their dog, find out, what they're interested in, go for a bike ride together, do something to network, forget about what you do for work, because I only refer people I like. I used to get people ringing me up going, how many people are going to be at the meeting that you're running? I used to say, it's just going to be you and me. And they go, like, just you and me. And I go, yeah, just the two of us. And they go, oh, how many people do you get here? And I go, why do you want to stand here and hand out your business cards? And I'd say to people, you're not allowed business cards in my business networking company. I said, if somebody really wants to connect with you, you'll exchange phone numbers. I actually got rid of my business cards in my business networking company. I did it different. Anyway, then they say, okay. And then I'd go to them, well, actually, did you know that I talk to about 400 people a week? And other people that come to our networking, they also talk to other people, real estate agents, a mortgage broker, I don't know, an accountant. We talk to people. That's how it works. And it's the same with these criminal cartel networks. They all know each other. How can you get 50 men on a boat in Croatia, on 3 boats, and then they all sit there and they talk to each other, and they ask and they believe each other. All of them are looking for leadership. And you got Andrew Tate going, I'm a trillionaire. I'm the biggest, cleverest genius in the room. But he's sitting there going, I just got paid $5,000 from each of these guys, more probably $50,000 each of these guys, to run this thing on this cruise ship. Ha ha ha. I know how to make money. It's like people who do courses, and they're selling the course, but they're a genius. But they're really just trying to sell the course to be a genius. But it's just the same stuff going down all the time, guys. These guys that get on Instagram, Mr. Moon, I can't wait till he comes unraveled. Sitting here driving sports cars, every car you can think of, living the dream, but the reality is they're not gazillionaires. They wouldn't be on social media all day long. Let's say I got $5 million, you wouldn't hear from me again. I would be gone, mate. I would be out of here, because I wouldn't want to spend my time in a room like this, sitting in front of a camera and a big light. And I literally think I might even have sweat running down my back, because it's a hot day where I'm from. And it's not it's not my why. And sure, I could go and get some money. I could sell my car, give it to Christopher, get some that money to get my passive income. But imagine how I'd feel when I just realized that I'd sold my car to get enough money to invest in a opportunity that my friend told me was a sure deal. And then I find that my friend ghosts me. He's not my friend anymore. He just wanted me to buy so he would get a bigger commission or a bigger monthly return on his investment. And it's a game of dominoes. Dominoes? I think that's right. So don't fall for it, guys. Help me. Like some days I feel like it's me. My Avengers are friggin' amazing. I know some people in here at the moment should be in bed sleeping. And it's exhausting. I was speaking to a neighbor this morning, and she said, why do you do what you do? And I said, I just want to help people. Aren't you worried? And I go, not really. No. Oh, I mean, I'm savvy. I'm a bit of a hard ass, but I have feelings. I have a soft side. I like a cuddle. I like a good firm handshake. I want to go out to the pub and drink with my mates. I want to enjoy life. I want to meet nice people. I don't want toxic people in my life. It's amazing what I do here. I've got some amazing friends, But my job is working with mostly toxic people. I go after the worst scammers in the world. They throw everything they can at me. And I just get up in the morning and start over again. We're going to get there. This one's going to be a beauty. When Goliath Ventures leadership team are all in handcuffs, I promise you, I'll be coming to Florida and I will be meeting the people that have helped me. Thank you. Got to go. I don't like saying goodbye. Take that dog for a walk. He's out there barking. See you guys. Thanks for the support and thank you for the donations. That was awesome. If you want to donate to me, please go to theheck.com. You can become a monthly membership just by clicking the join button at the end of this video, or you can go to my website and buy me a cup of coffee. It's a nice gesture. I don't make money from YouTube clicks. I get about $300 a month, and I have 2,500 videos on my YouTube channel that just don't seem to cut the mustard. I were originally trying to make money out of this YouTube thing, but it hasn't really worked. But I've gone down a rabbit hole with a lot of other Avengers, and we're here to expose the bad guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.